Hello, everyone. I'm Colleen Vanderzyden, and this is Creating an Inspired Life. I'm so happy to be here with you today, and I'm happy you're watching and listening. I'm a medium as well as a certified spiritual life coach, and both of those things. Basically, what I do is I help people live their best lives. I help people solve their problems, not really solve their problems as much as teach them a different way to handle them so they don't bog them down and they get stuck. So tonight's coaching tip is all about the opportunities that are available to you within your problems and challenging situations. And I once heard this phrase a long time ago: there are no problems, only opportunities. And I found that very interesting because I thought, what does that mean? If everything is an opportunity, including my problems, what is that? And what it means is that everything is in your life to provide you with the opportunity to choose how you're going to live your life. You get to choose how you're going to respond, react, act, think, everything. You can choose to stay stuck in your view of a problem. And you know what that means. That's when your head goes crazy and you just keep thinking the same thing over and over and over again. Or you can choose to change your perception and feel better. Everything in your life, all the problems, the good ones, like you have good problems, the good situations or bad problems, they're all there to help you become your best self. And it's only, not simply, but only a matter of shifting your perspectives. You live your life based on your interpretations of the situations in your life. You can shift that interpretation and make it empowering rather than disempowering. A disempowering interpretation would be one that gets you worried or stressed out, feeling badly about yourself, doubting yourself. You might feel helpless, not sure what to do. Or you can choose to move into a more empowering interpretation where you reframe the problem and interpret it in such a way that would give you strength and maybe direction, which could also help you lose some of those negative emotions that get attached to our problems. Any problem that you might have, whether it's a small thing like a flat tire or even up to the big issues, job loss, divorce, all of these things can be used as an opportunity to shift your perspective back into empowerment. And when you do that, you'll actually feel happier and less stressed. So I'm going to give you a couple of stories here so you can see how I'm talking about this, what it means to you. My daughter, Laura, tends to be on the quiet side. She's not big on small talk. When she's in college, she doesn't like to contribute to class discussions, and she doesn't like having to interact with people she doesn't really know. Several years ago, she got a job working in a restaurant where she would be talking to people all of the time. I mean, all of the time. Rather than focusing on the problem that she doesn't like talking to people and that she would have to talk to people and get nervous and worried about it, she decided she was going to reframe it into a more positive perspective. Since she had to talk to these people, she thought it would help her become more sociable. It might help her become more comfortable in talking to people she didn't know. She chose to make that potential problem into an empowering situation. She shifted her perspective from the negative and moved it into a more positive interpretation where there might be benefits from this situation. So another idea, another simple one, is say you're having problems falling asleep at night. This can be a small problem, or it can be a challenging problem, especially if it becomes a more chronic situation. I've experienced insomnia quite a bit throughout my life. And what I used to do while I'm lying there awake in the middle of the night, usually, is start worrying about how much sleep I'm going to get. If I fall asleep right now and I have to get up at this time, I'll only have this many hours. And then I would start to worry about how I would feel the next day. Would I be too tired to think clearly? Would I be impatient with people? And my thoughts would go crazy in my head about how horrible I was going to feel, to such an extent that it became even harder to fall asleep. You may have experienced this as well. Eventually, I decided I had had enough of this negative, disempowering perspective and decided I had to change my view. I decided that however much sleep I got was exactly how much sleep I needed. I didn't need to have 8 hours. If I only got 5 hours of sleep, that's all I needed. I realized that eventually I would get more sleep when it was the right time to get more sleep. And I gave up trying to control it. And you know how it is when you're trying to force yourself to go to sleep? It doesn't work. And so trying to control it, I was trying to force myself to go to sleep. And these attempts at controlling it would just make everything worse. So I reinterpreted the lack of sleep as an opportunity to let go of the control and to trust that whatever was happening, however much sleep I was getting, was exactly the way it was supposed to be. And I can tell you that made a huge difference. So rather than sitting there, lying there, worrying about not getting enough sleep, I just thought, well, okay, I'll just have enough. It'll be fine. Because I was choosing my interpretation, I was empowered, and I was no longer being influenced by those negative thoughts. If we practice interpreting our smaller, possibly less challenging situations and make them a more positive interpretation, we can find it easier to choose the empowering interpretations and reactions when a bigger problem comes along. I have a friend, Kathy, who has been in a challenging relationship for quite some time. She was frustrated over her partner's irrational reactions. He would get very upset over something small and take his anger out on whoever he thought had wronged him. It could be something as simple as somebody's car is in the driveway and he can't pull in just the way he wanted to, or the dish not be put away at exactly the right time. And rather than making a nice request, would be have an irrational, angry response. She decided to choose a different way of looking at this situation. She didn't want to stay with the disempowering negative interpretation where she thought everything she did is wrong or feel like he's criticizing all the time because he has to be right. And instead, she chose to interpret it as his irrational behaviors. Just that, his irrational behaviors. She realized it wasn't her problem and there was no need to take his actions personally. By choosing this empowering, more positive perspective, she was able to let go of her resentment and recognize that by doing that, she actually felt better. She wasn't reacting to things anymore. It just didn't make any difference because it wasn't her issue. She didn't have to take it personally there. And by doing that, choosing to come up with a more positive interpretation, she actually feels better now. So the next time you have a problem, or a challenge, big or small, no matter what it is, rather than allowing yourself go to the negative interpretation and create that disempowered perspective, reinterpret it. You can do it. Just make it up. It doesn't even have to be totally true as long as it moves you into a better state of mind. Think about maybe there's some potential benefits from what you're experiencing. Can you learn something? What are you supposed to be learning? Is it going to help you grow, become a better person in some way? Can you change that perspective, reframing it into something that will help you let go of the negative feelings? Within every problem is an opportunity. And if you can remember that, that may help you. The next time something comes up, you can say, okay, what am I supposed to get out of this? What am I learning from this? And that will help you choose that more empowering perspective. And you'll have an interpretation that empowers you rather than disempowers you. And when you do that, you will feel so much better. It's sort of like a mind game in your head. And I love mind games, magical mind games, I call them, the ones that help us change our minds and shift stuff for ourselves so that we feel better. But try it like a game. Don't sit there and, get too serious about it. So start with something small. You threw a piece of red clothing in with your white clothes in the washing machine, and now you have an issue. So try to reinterpret that. So that's my coaching tip of the day. I'm Colleen Vanderzyden. You can reach me at psychicmediumcolleen.com, as well as on Facebook, Colleen Vanderzyden, medium and self-empowerment coach. And we are going to go to Tiffany from Tennessee. Tiffany, how are you today?
I'm good today. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. And how can I help you today?
Yes, I was calling to see first, do you see a residential move coming for me anytime soon?
Okay. Are you in a place now, like an apartment or something like that now, or a house?
I am in a house.
Okay. And, it's kind of interesting because I get the feeling you've been kind of looking at places for quite some time. Have you been doing that?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And I'm also getting the impression, too, that you're trying to move closer to something. Are you trying to move closer to something?
Yes, I yes, I
Oh,
am.
Good. And there we go. Then I want to make sure I'm totally tuned in with you right here. This is kind of neat. The places that you're looking for, I'm getting the impression I want to have more nature around me. I want to have more trees around me. Are you trying to move into an area that would have more of that kind of a situation?
That and more of water area.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Awesome. And tell me if this is true. Did you actually find a place and you thought it was going to work out and then it didn't work out at all?
Yes, I did.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Because that's such a bummer, isn't it? Because you get your hopes up and you think, here it is. This is what we want. And then it just doesn't work out. And
Exactly.
one thing I've learned about that, when it doesn't work out, be glad because it was probably going to be totally wrong. I had a friend who moved into a house and the previous owner had filled all of the pipes with cement just to be a jerk. So, yeah, imagine that. Yeah. Now, I have to say, I am feeling you moving into a new place fairly soon. Now, we are in September now. Boy, let's see. For some reason, I want to go like closer to November in that area. Okay, so hopefully something comes up because I'm feeling there's something coming up. And I'm not even convinced it's on the market just yet either. So keep looking. I'm not convinced. Now, hopefully I'm talking about this year, not next year. I feel soon to me. So, but it doesn't feel like it's on the market yet. Interesting. So keep looking. Also check in with I know you do this. You're already checking in with people you know, and everybody knows you're looking for something. I have to ask, I'm getting an impression of a spirit on the other side, and I want to make sure, I want to see if this person goes with you. Did you happen to have somebody who passes who had some really severe stomach issues? Something going on with the digestive system?
I've had things going on with my digestive. I had an auntie that passed, but no, it was from cancer.
Okay, and was it affecting the stomach at all? Like medication? Was the cancer affecting the stomach at all?
Yes, she would not eat unless I came around.
Oh, that's interesting. Ooh, you must be a good cook. So, well, you know what? I think she's stepping in right now. I think that's what's going on. Have you been having you said you've been having a little bit of stomach stuff yourself?
I have, yes, I have, in digestive issues.
Okay, very interesting, because I really feel like I've got a spirit who wants to talk to you because she's telling me that you're a lot of fun. She's telling me you're very smart, very intelligent. She's also telling me very good. This is excellent, that you have a very good perspective on things. Are you one of those people that tries to look for the best in everything?
I do. Yes, I do.
Yes. Well, I have to tell you, she's so happy about that because she gives me the impression, and speaking today, I'm talking about empowering and, choosing your interpretations and everything. And she's giving me the impression you're very good at this and that if something doesn't go right in your life, you actually handle it very well and you're able to, just kind of go with the flow of things and go, you know what, it's going to work out. If it's not working out right now, it's going to work out. I'm not worried about it. And you're pretty good about detaching from those things. Does that sound like you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm so happy because I love talking to people like you. It's, people who understand.
Look at the good in everything.
And that's the way. And she's talking about that. And she's giving me the impression, too, that she was so blessed, and that's the word she's using, so blessed to have you in her life because you helped her with so many different things, not just the things that were happening in the physical part of her life, but also keeping her spirits up and trying to keep her in a good place. And she says, you bring joy in so many different places. Everywhere you go, you try to bring joy to people, and you give people the benefit of the doubt. And by doing that, you're uplifting the people around you. And she just really wants to acknowledge that. She's telling me, she's going to talk about the house thing. Isn't that great? She's saying not to worry about it because the house she's showing me is very nice. Lots of nice windows, nice view. It's very comfortable. The energy is great. And I'm actually seeing a very big space. So I don't know if it's like a great room or there's, a living room is connected to the kitchen or something, but I see a big space. It feels very spacious to me. And she's saying not to worry, it's coming. It's coming. So
good, because you know what? I've been asking her to bring it. I
Oh,
told her
good.
to watch over me if she passed over. It's actually my auntie. I told her to watch over me when she passed over, and I actually have been like speaking out, talking loud to her, and asking her to help me to get in the place I need to be because we've been in this home for almost 11 years, and it's just breaking down. It seems like it's like a money pit.
Oh yeah, you don't want that. You definitely don't want that. Yeah, so
No.
she's looking out for you, I can tell you, because she's basically telling me she's handling this. So you just keep talking to her. She loves to listen to you. There's so much love coming in for you from her. It's really impressive. I have to say I enjoy her energy. She's a lot of fun herself. She
She
really is.
is. Yes, her birthday's a day before mine.
Oh, how fun is that? That's so wonderful.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so well, she's lovely. So, Tiffany, thank you so much for calling today. And I'm so happy I could bring her to you and give you some good news about this house that's coming to you. And just keep
Thank you.
going, just keep waiting for it. It's going to show up. No problem. No problem at
Okay,
all.
great.
Thank
Great.
you
Thank
so
you so much.
much. You have a good day.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye. And that was Tiffany from Tennessee. And you just never know who's going to bop in because every now and then a spirit will just kind of get my attention that they want to say something. And I always go with the spirit if I possibly can. And next, we're going to go to Jeannie from Florida. Jeannie, how are you today?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing very well. How can I help you today?
Well, I was just wondering if any spirits had anything to say to me about a love life or anything else.
Okay. I have, this is going to be fun, I think. I have a woman who's stepping in really close to you right now. And the way she's coming in, she comes in as a bit of a, I don't want to say control freak, but I'm going to say control freak. Yeah, don't take that too wrongly. It's somebody who really likes things the way she likes them, a little bit of stubbornness, a little bit of opinion, but so much fun. Loves to laugh, loves to have a good time, can be quite sarcastic. Do you know who this person might be?
Mm, not really, but I'll keep thinking about it.
Yeah, that's okay. You keep thinking about it because she's a lot of fun and she's a very direct person. It could be family members or it could be friends. Who knows where we end up? But this is somebody who would be very direct about things, would say whatever she wants, and she would really let people know which direction they want to go in. She actually tells me you're kind of the same way. Are you a little bit stubborn yourself?
Yeah, very much so.
Okay. And she also says you have some strong opinions about things too. Do you?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, you'll definitely figure out who this is because you guys are kind of similar. She's a fun one, and she's telling me so are you. And she says you don't put up with any crap, and that's not the word she's using. Okay, so she says, okay, we have to censor her a little bit apparently, but she says you don't put
Okay.
up with anything.
That rules out
And
any relatives.
okay, how fun. And she's saying, you know what? You're a person who likes to have things kind of planned out. You really don't handle going with the flow so well. Are you a bit of a planner? You know, if this happens and I hope that happens.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. And she says sometimes it can be a little bit challenging for you if things don't go quite according to your plan. And it could be very frustrating for you. But you are so used to getting things done. You do anything you can to make things happen. You're not a person to just sit around. She gives me the impression you're pretty active. Are you pretty active still?
Yes.
And you're always doing something. You're not, if you're sitting around, you're either, you're probably doing something else or you're having fun talking to some people or something. You're not just sitting there on the couch as a couch potato for the rest of the night. That's not really you. And she's talking about you. Oh, this is interesting. Did you have a relationship that, well, she's putting it went down in flames? Did you have one that just really, really bombed out?
Yeah.
And as she's talking about that, she gives me the impression it was very challenging, very difficult, in some ways, quite a surprise, all of that. And She tells me when you make a commitment to somebody, you are very loyal to them, and it takes a lot for you to decide that it's not working out anymore, and you would stay as long as possible and do your best. She says you always do your best with that, and even though you come across on the more strong-willed side, you're actually very sensitive inside, and you feel stuff really deeply. Do you really feel stuff really deeply?
Yes, very much.
Yeah. And it can kind of weigh you down and make you feel like crap, basically. And then you'll start thinking about whatever's going on and start making things a little bit more personal, and feeling badly about yourself when you really shouldn't be, because she's telling me that you have so many positive characteristics and attributes. You know, you are a person that gets things done. You're a person that does your best. You always do. And because you have that sensitive side, that's why you feel things so deeply. And that's how you make your connections with other people. And when you find the right ones that you want to talk to and hang out with and all that stuff, it becomes so wonderful for you. And you just feel very safe there. And she's telling me not to worry so much about finding someone right away, because she wants it to be the absolute right one. Are you actually talking to somebody now, seeing somebody now a little bit?
I kind of had been, but it went down in flames.
It went down in flames. Yeah, done. Yeah, okay. Doesn't that rot? It really does. Okay, so that's what she's talking about, because there's a feeling of you having been seeing somebody, and there was a little hesitation there. So I guess it's confirmed then that was the flames. So, because interesting. I almost want you to be doing some more things for yourself. Do you go off and take any workshops or go out socially a couple nights a week or so?
I go out on Saturday night.
Okay.
Take myself to dinner.
Oh, good. Because I'm getting the impression from her, I want you to be taking a workshop or a class or something that you might not normally want to do. Let me think if something pops into my head. Like a painting class or a knitting class or something that you would think, oh, I'm not good at that. I'm not very creative or whatever. And then just go and do something like that, because you would meet some more people and it might be fun. She's giving me the impression of some fun here too. Have you ever thought about doing some of those kinds of things?
I hadn't painted in years, and I picked up paintbrushes last week.
Awesome. Okay, good. Do you have a class or anything you can go to just to get that social part along with the painting?
No, but I guess I need to look into something like that.
Yeah, because that might be
really
fun.
busy.
Yeah. And sometimes we get so busy with work and living and our house and all that stuff that we forget to go and just do some fun things that are low pressure, where we're not going to sit there and judge ourselves or feel like we have to produce something. We just have fun doing it. And the end result usually turns out really amazing anyway. So something like that. And the reason she's talking about this so much is mostly to get you out of the house some more, but also because you'd meet some more people, and you never know who's out there that you might meet or who might know somebody, for future, that kind of thing. And that would be fun for you too. And there is a mention, I'm not sure if I'm with her or with you, about I want some religion here. Do you go to church regularly? I can't talk regularly.
No.
Okay, because there's a mention of church. So I'm not sure if it's you or this person on the other side. So this may be somebody you might have known a long time ago who was pretty good about going to church or that kind of thing. But that might be also something to consider as well. Like a unity church or something where it's a little bit more free thinking, that kind of thing.
Church.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly. And that is something that we definitely might want to consider and see if we can't just get some more social interactions going on there. Because she tells me that you are actually could be very helpful for other organizations if you wanted to help them. Say you found a nice church that was a spiritual church and they were doing something, collecting dog food or something to help the dogs, that you might be interested in helping out with something like that too. And that would be fun. And then you'd be able to meet even more and help other people, because I know you like to do that as well. So to answer your final
Two Hawks.
Yeah.
Gail Two Hawks.
Yeah.
Gail Two Hawks is coming to my mind.
Oh, Gail? Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? Because I tell you, she's a strong spirit. So when they come in, I just kind of go with them. So there's a lot of love and affection coming in for you, and a lot of go and have some fun message. That's what it is. Go and have some fun. And all these things are going to lead you to different people, which could lead you someplace else. So that would be very cool if that were to happen. So, Jeannie, it was so nice talking to you and the spirit on the other side. So you have some fun. Go out there and meet a whole bunch of people and see what happens, because I've got some good feelings there about that.
Well, I may have to start going out on Friday night too then.
Might as well.
So much.
Go and have some fun. You're welcome. You have a good night.
You too, dear.
Bye-bye. And that was Jeannie from Florida. And it is, again, very interesting. That spirit just kind of popped right in here and wanted to give her a little bit of a message and let her know, make sure you're getting out of the house. One of my favorite jokes is, when you're looking to meet somebody, if you stay in your house all the time, the only person you're going to meet is the UPS guy, and there you go. It doesn't always work out so well. So I want to thank you all for watching and listening today. Remember, within every problem, there is an opportunity for you to reinterpret that problem and make it empowering. Play with it. Try it out. I'm telling you, it's not as hard as it sounds. Just take whatever it is and then look for the good thing in it, and you'll be able to find it. I'm Colleen Vanderzyden, and this was Creating an Inspired Life. You can reach me at psychicmediumcolleen.com and on Facebook, Colleen Vanderzyden, medium and self-empowerment coach. You have a great week, and I will talk to you next week. Goodbye.